What's up, Exiles? It's Hegemony, and I wanted to go over the new patch expansion release or whatever, the teaser. So far, I found it to be very, very, very exciting and amazing. We're expecting a lot of new things, a lot of economic shifting, and even housing, which I was super surprised. I thought I'd never see that kind of thing in this game. So train with the masters. You have these Forsaken masters which you unlock, and from the gist of it, you gain reputations and you do missions with them. From what I understand, there's 7 or 9 varying missions that you can find throughout Wraeclast, and the most important factor is that you can find it through maps. You no longer have to go through City of Sarn, farming for side zones or whatever. These can be found in maps. That means you can continue your endgame experience and even challenge yourself with higher level content. People were asking, this game needs more endgame content. Well, what better way than to bring the new stuff into the late stuff? So the overall masters, I'm sure they're very unique. We do see lots of different kinds of weapons. I don't know what this is, but these pictures are very, very interesting. This sword is like legit. Also, it's worth mentioning that my unique will be coming out upon the release of this patch, or this 1.2.0. Dozens of mission variations. Okay, so it's 7 masters with their each style of mission. There's going to be extractions. There's going to be leaving no survivors, clear the whole thing, well guarded targets, assassinations, meaning I'm guessing if it's an assassination mission that it's not meant for you to kill everything on the map. Like, you're just supposed to pick and choose, you know, who you kill. It might be like a crowd of porcupines or something, and if you just AoE them, you're just gonna die unless unless you just single target a certain mob in the middle. I don't know. Assassination definitely seems kind of interesting. There are a couple ways I'm thinking that this can be done, but this is just a preliminary guess theory. Customize your hideout. So this is the as close to housing as you're gonna get. I'd imagine this is going to be fueled by microtransactions, since this is going to be more information stored server side and places that you can invite people. I'm sure it's instance based, like all games for the most part, except for Asheron's Call and stuff like that. But pretty interesting. I don't know how much I'll get into this. I don't really foresee myself spending a lot of MTX to deck out my place. I'd rather just look cooler while I'm fighting, and this is just, I guess, lounging, loitering. This is probably one of the more interesting things: upgrading your crafting benches. So this is going to give you tools to add mods to your items. I don't know if this is limited to blue items, like when you have one mod, or if you can do it on a rare item that has an open prefix. But what I worry about is the tiers. So getting 55 to 64, is this limited to helmet that can get like 100, almost 100? Can you put this on a ring? Like, I just see crafting. I don't see any helmet prerequisites. It's just like a place to tinker your item and then a cost. If this is the case where you can get tier 2 life on a ring, or up to tier 2, that's going to be pretty insane. This kind of lowers the value of an exalt, because you can now get a stat that you actually want. Even though it's a lower stat, it's guaranteed, and it only costs 3 chaos. This is also the way I think that modifying their sockets, or modifying their sockets. They don't say anything about fusings, but it could mean fusings. I would think this be a great way to have a flat cost for 6-linking something. So maybe on the high end spectrum, when you get like exalted status or your highest tier reputation, you'd be able to stick in a chest piece or a 2-hander, something that's 6-linkable, and then pay maybe 30 exalts. I'm sure GGG is familiar with the overall fees. It seems to be like 10 exalt additional price value when it's in a new league that's hardcore, and then the standard and softcore leagues tend to steer near 20 to 25 exalt fees. So I'd imagine it'd be more expensive than that, because that still is an incentive to get it for cheaper. However, if you don't want to deal with the time and the hassle and the wheeling and dealing, nickel and diming fusings, then probably this is an easy avenue for you if you have a lot of currency. So I'd imagine the cost being something like 30-35 exalts. A little overpriced, but very, very convenient. It's a possibility. This is only speculation. I don't have alpha. I don't know, if this is true or not, but pretty insane to get additional mods, for this price. What does this mean economically? If you have tri-res rings, if you have stuff that's just missing life or ES to be good, I would hang on to that, because once this crafting system comes out, those items are going to be worth a damn. This also means that progression, the game is overall going to be nerfed. When you have tools like this, you'll be able to handle the PvE and all this different scenarios where normally you would go in super undergear. This actually controls a lot more of the character strength and takes away from the RNG, which I think is more or less it's a nerf to PvE, which I'm not really a fan of, but I can see why they did it, because there are so many people out there that complain and complain that this game is just straight up like Las Vegas. You just gotta pray to the gods that your chaos or your alks just makes it happen. In my opinion, you can use game knowledge, you can use precise calculations to avoid shitty situations. The game is all about knowing which mods multiply each other and which mods, what the mobs actually do to see if they're even a threat. You multiply something by 0, physical damage by something that does cast speed, you're gonna get no change unless it's like runs up and melee hits you. This is some of the interesting mechanics, but overall I think the people complaining about RNG, that this is getting what they wanted in this crafting system. If you can run local crit chance as a suffix, so far we see that suffixes do exist. 25 to 30 strength, that's a suffix. This is a prefix, and weapon elemental damage is a prefix. If you can roll local crit chance, that would be super OP to tack on like a staff, a dagger, or a wand when you have that awesome flat fizz. So for the moment, after seeing this, I'm definitely going to keep around some high-end items that have open rolls, that they're not finished rolling. In the case that one day that I could put crit chance on it or attack speed, just the one mod that it's missing. Even if it's not tier 1, tier 2, I would take tier 3, no problems, to make it worth a damn. The new items and new mods, the masters can help you craft new mods onto your items, but they also function as vendors that you sell you items ranging from skill gems to unique items. Now, I want to say, don't get excited that it says unique items. Expect the worst. Like, don't expect to be able to see a gold rim or a Perandus buckler, all those Meganors, all those really great leveling uniques. Expect to see like Hrimnor's Sorrow, or what are a couple other ones? Just like really shitty uniques that are underused. Veil of the Night, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw that. Crown of Thorns. I wouldn't expect to see anything with item quantity or rarity, like an MFing item. Maybe Tricorn you'd be able to buy. So don't expect to see endgame uniques in there. Mods adding crafting benches appear brighter in blue on items pictured to the right, so it's clear which mod will be replaced if you craft another mod onto an item. So choosing cast speed and getting to see what mod it replaces is really cool in case of people that have and own mirrored items. Maybe they want to get rid of a certain set. However, 6 cast speed is not high value. It might be niche for certain builds, but you know, someone with a mirrored item, cast speed is a suffix. So you're going to trade 6% cast speed for either 50 int, you know, 45 of a res or 30 chaos res, and, you know, up to 50 dex, you know, just various different things that you can roll on gloves, which is, I don't know, point for point, 50 int, 50 dex does a lot. I'm curious to see what the mirror crafters or, you know, mirror worthy crafters think about this, but it doesn't jeopardize their business. So if there is something that is good to get through this new item mods, they can actually take their currently crafted mirrored items and even alter them to be even better. That being said, 6% cast speed, I don't know if this is the highest tier mod. I would imagine it would not be, because GGG is all about preservation of, you know, people's work. And if people spend a lot of, you know, hours and tiers and trading, nitty-gritty crafting, you know, they're not looking to destroy everything that they've done. So as much as they can, preserve what they've done to make it still worth it, and give them the option to change it. That's what, like, the whole Val Orb system. Yes, you can create a mirror worthy item, and then you could have the choice to enhance it with another stat, but at a severe risk. So far, I haven't really seen anybody take a mirror worthy item and Val Orb it, but that would be pretty insane if they did. Main thing with that is getting the sockets locked. That really sucks. So that deters a lot of people from even doing it. If they were to do it on anything, I would imagine it would happen on amulets. Running a mirrored worthy amulet and then getting a +1 curse or +1 all res. That would actually be the best case scenario in my opinion. Or maybe running a dagger with green red, because green red is the notorious empower, or not empower, increased duration, blood rage, and enhance. Alright, moving along. 16 new unique items. You know, that's nothing new. We always get a shitload of new uniques, and excuse me, some of those are divided between the leagues and they're exclusive to that league. So nothing's changed here. New support gems and skills. Tornado Shot fires a piercing arrow that fires in all directions upon impact. So what I take from this is that no matter what, wherever you target on the ground, it's going to land. If there's 5 mobs in between you, it doesn't matter. It's going to land where you point and target. And then upon landing, it's going to spread. And I'd imagine that the arrow or the ability, the feature, looks like the spikes from the porcupines in Act 3 Courtyard, or Act 3 the Gardens, the Imperial Gardens. You know how when you kill that mob it just explodes like a fan of knives? That's what kind of ability I see this being. The one thing that I didn't like was I saw it only had 3 arrows. I don't know if it's a staggering like multi-shot. Doesn't look like it. This might be the beginning of the shot going off. But 3 arrows, what, supplied with GMP. You know, I don't think this is going to be that potent. I don't know. Haven't seen the values. These arrows better hit damn hard if it's only going to do 3 arrows and go in 360 degrees. You're going to have really good damage behind it to make it worth a damn, is what I'm trying to say. Now, some of the new and interesting theories, Herald of Ice and Herald of Ash, it definitely looks like these are self-buff skills that reserve some of your mana pool to add as elemental damage bonuses. Now, initially, I thought this was going to be like Blood Rage. I thought this was going to be like a buff that you put up that you self-cast, Herald of Ice, which would be like a flat ice or cold damage that would affect weapon elemental damage, and it would only buff you and not your party. So I thought it was going to be, but then it said reserve some of your mana pool. Now, Blood Rage is just a straight up upfront cost that you cast and then it exists on you. So I was thinking Inner Force, you know, self buff, and I was thinking duration nodes. But apparently, if it's going to reserve some of your mana pool, it looks like it's going to be up for good. So it might just be a self cast aura, which the self buff skill, it really throws me off. I don't know how this is going to work exactly, but I would like to see something cool like Herald of Ice does flat ice damage. In addition, it gives you mana leech, since cold skills in general cost a lot of mana. Glacial Hammer, Ice Shot, you know, what other cold attack weapon skills are there? I can't think of any more off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's some out there. Anyways, giving you that extra cold damage, enhancing your weapon attack, and then I would like to see Herald of Ash do something completely different. Maybe like, you know, flat fire damage with fire leech, something like that. Not physical leech, but just fire leech. That would be something cool. We've overhauled many of Path of Exile curses and added some new ones, such as Poacher's Mark. Poacher's Mark, I don't know. Sounds like an MF curse. Like if you kill a guy with, you know, this much or this curse on them, or active curse, you might get a quantity bonus or rarity bonus. You know, to incentivize people switching curses at the very end, or I don't know. Maybe it's a, who knows. As far as the curses being overhauled, I would expect changes to crit weakness, maybe half the effectiveness of that. Temp chains, I would definitely see that one nerfed in its effectiveness. Maybe increase the duration, but nerf the effectiveness. Enfeeble could receive a slight nerf. I think it's in a better spot than most. Also, we have vulnerability. I would definitely like to see some change to vulnerability. It's quite OP. Elite Weak and all the flammability, cold, frostbite, and conductivity, I don't see those receiving too much of a change. Maybe 25%, I don't know. But those are pretty unique skills. Projectile weakness, I don't expect that to change. Projectile weakness, it can remain strong because it's not a great group type curse. Like, not everybody does ranged attacks when you're running in groups, and more often they're not. You know, they're not. So having a curse that's strong for you and not for others, it's okay. It's in a good position. How many people do you see actually putting up Proj Week in map parties? Not many, unless the other people are just, you know, lazy and don't curse at all. But I do believe curses to be extremely strong in this game, and it is warranted that they do get nerfed. The new support gem, Generosity, increases the effect of your auras on party members, but prevents them from affecting you. So this is another, you know, a lover, not a taker. But this also means like pretty harsh penalties for giving up a slot, because, you know, it's already a struggle because most people like to put auras on a 4-link. So you're going to have reduced mana, that's like a given. Then you're going to have another Generosity link, so that only leaves you for 2 auras. That's not a really ideal setup to buff it. You probably want to put it, you know, on something that you can get more substantial. Maybe even on a 5-link, go pure support with auras and Generosity. I don't know. I personally don't see this being super good unless you enjoy playing the you know, the role of super support, maybe MF color. This might be something that's good for you. But giving up Val Gems, if Val Gems didn't exist, I would tend to agree that this would be pretty nice and strong. However, Val Gems are, in this state of the league, or in this state of the game, it's so strong that it gives you on-demand cooldowns. Val Summon Skellies, really, really powerful. Val Haste and Val Grace. Being able to take your group and control a situation is much more benefit than something that's going to give you a slight passive buff to an aura. One thing that I can see that this would be stronger is if there were like a group at Uber Atziri fight where having the +2 all res is extremely beneficial, and it's, you know, it's going to mean life or death. That would be one case where I would see it's okay, where you don't use Val skills because it's a boss fight, and teamwork would benefit from this. You run this, you run Purity of Fire, I'll run Purity of Lightning, you run Purity of Cold, everybody's running Generosity, everybody's getting buffed except for the single player, but they have the other twos to combat it. So a boss fight that doesn't have Val Gems, I would see it being very, very good. The new challenge leagues, It's called Rampage and Beyond. One of the major changes we learned from the podcast with Chris, that there's going to be 8 difficulties. They wanted a goal of a couple hundred people completing it. Like he said, I think 200 to 300. But in the podcast, I think he said 15. The first 10 or 15 people would get shirts. They changed it to the first 50 players to complete all the challenges will receive the exclusive shirt, one that cannot be bought off of Jinx. So at 5 challenges completed, everybody will get the exclusive microtransaction effect. After 8 challenges, you'll get another one, even more exclusive. But if you're not one of those first 50 people, you won't get a t-shirt, which I think is a step in the right direction. You need to reward people, to motivate people, and make it not so ridiculously hard to get like a 300 to 350x two-handed axe. You know, that was just really kind of like missing the ballpark, you know, on trying to control how many people win. And I think they learned a lot from tailoring it too low and restricting it so, you know, extensively. These challenge leagues last for 3 months, so they finally did make up their mind. It is going to be 3 months, and there'll be a second set of challenge leagues in December. Now, what I'm confused is, are these new challenge leagues going to fall into the same thing and just be different modifications, like Train with the Masters, or is it going to be a whole new set of, I don't know, new set of masters, or what's the deal with that? Are we just getting new mods? I want to know. It's kind of confusing. I know Chris said that it's all going to be different, 4 different mods, sets of mods, but I don't know if it's going to be like as big as this. So we have new support gems, new challenge leagues, rampage leagues. You got to stay tuned for August 8th, and beyond, it will be unveiled August 15th. So they're staggering out the hype. Updated passive skill tree. This is what we're going to go into pretty much in depth. So last night I went over and I pretty much zoomed into this picture, and over the period of time, people have come up with better representation or better guesses with this screenshot. But let's go over re-existing content. So they did buff up Merveil, Brutus, Captain Fairgraves, and other maybe bosses, just to give it more flavor to the fight. Brutus, on the other hand, is like, it's scary to add anything to Brutus. Fairgraves, Merveil is definitely warranted. They're quite easy, especially when you know what to bring. But what this means for races, I don't know if I'm pretty sure that it'll change in the race. If it's going to be a main part of the game and not part of the expansion, this is just a flavor thing, you know, that they do from time to time to enhance the overall gameplay. So the damages might be reduced, but there are maybe more mechanics to deal with, which is, I think, better in the long run. We've also added more lore for you to discover. More lore, I don't care about that stuff. Alright, coming on August 20th. That's when these things will be released. There are dozens of other changes, including a quest tracker, tutorials, and PvP spectator mode. Now, the one that I care most about is the PvP spectator mode. What does this mean? This means that we can actually run proper tournaments and host them on Twitch TV. Like, one of the things that when I was talking to Green Dude about doing live shoutcasting and events like this, is that it's going to be really lame to every time you set up a fight, you're going to go commit suicide, and then the fight will start then. It's like really bootleg and unpolished. You know, it's kind of embarrassing. But with the PvP spectator mode, I think there's a lot of cool things that we can do as a community to do some HLD, LLD, and have people behind it, you know, hyping it up. So PvP spectator mode, awesome, 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 awesome. I know a lot of people don't care about it, but this is one of the things that just really gets my blood going. Alright, so let's go back and look at the tree that's changed. I'll zoom into this a little bit since it's can be a little bit bigger. The witch start looks relatively the same. The shadow received elemental buffs instead of spell damage. So originally these were 16/16s. Now they're pure elemental damage. That means fire trap and other elemental abilities are going to work even better with burn, because elemental and fire damage double dip with the burn and upfront damage. So cool change to Shadowstar. Hopefully these are still 16/16s. We have a pure mana wheel, or a life wheel, which was originally a 12/12 20/20 mana and life, but now we are going to see access to some mana, or this might be, I don't know what this is. This is completely new. We noticed that this changed from movement speed to some kind of, looks like attack speed or something with a hybrid life. I don't know what this is. That's still finesse. We go to crit wheel, the famous assassination crit wheel that like almost every single crit build got. This is now blocked by a spell crit multiplier node. So to get into this assassination wheel, you're almost, from what it looks like initially, gonna have to leak into a useless node for yourself, which is not really cool in my book. This is like a nullification DI. You have your acceleration, dexterity, attack speed node. We have, what does it say? Arcing blows as its own circle. Okay, so yeah, we used to have an extension around this area called Arcing blows, which is 30% lightning elemental damage to weapons. And it looks like it's getting more elemental damage. So cool for lightning arrow builds or Voltaxic maybe. Then we have Doomcast over here with some prerequisites to get to it. I'm guessing cast speed. I don't know. Who knows? It's a new circle. This is an interesting change. These are now life and mana nodes. They used to be 8/8/8, 8/20 strength. And this is now life mana, life mana. I'd imagine it's 8/6, 8/6, 8/6. 8% mana, 6% life. Maybe this one got buffed. Inner force, or not inner force, influence has moved from here to here on the other side. We're not sure what this is. Rhyme of breath, it's possible. I don't know. It's too blurry. The witch trap circle that was once here has moved over here. I believe that's clever construction. This is a completely new wheel. Like, what the hell is this? Who knows? Entropy got relocated. The chaos damage wheel, chaos resistance. Dagger nodes look quite different. And they're in the same wheel. Adder's touch. And that death something, whatever. Ghost Reaver changed. This might be Soul Siphon. I'm not sure. This is definitely the degen nodes. I forgot what's this wheel called. Entropy. Yeah, this is the entropy wheel. We have inner force down here relocated, so now that it's no longer branching off this highway that goes up and over, or down and up, and you now actually have to go down one to pick up inner force, which is kind of annoying. And if you're going to go down one, you might as well go down another one, because that node is going to be Shaper, and it's going to be 40% life mana regen and 1% life regen. We have new elemental nodes leading up to something else. Who knows what this is? It looks new. This one definitely looks like a life mana. It used to be in like a circle like this on both sides, equidistant, and they would be life mana, like this. These mana. So now these got removed. This got removed on the right side. It got put. Where did it get put? Alright, so it looks like it's down here. It's a little bit further down. You can see the life mana first node right there. But this one looks like a bigger node, maybe more life, which I think is overall better. You get like a notable. Notables are usually pretty damn good, unless it's like neat leadership. Another big thing to notice is that the starting witch goes with life mana, life mana, life mana. So everything that she gets is hybrid, which is really, really cool. And you're going to get these hybrid nodes here. So you should have less mana problems early on, and probably more success running Eldritch Battery and stuff like that. I didn't think it really needed it, but making it stronger, I really can't complain. What is this new notable? Who knows? Area nodes are really super accessible coming out of the Witch Tree. Right here is crazy. These, I don't know what these are. I don't know if these are... I don't know where the... Oh, these might be the new flask nodes right here. Maybe a flask node and a big notable. Expanded the dual wield circle. Is that Gemini? Don't tell me that's Gemini. Gemini is a cross. I don't think that's Gemini. I think this is Permacurse. That looks to me like Hexmaster. Hexmaster with cast speed behind it, and maybe curse effectiveness on the left hand side. As far as Permacurse, I think dual curse, this Whispers of Doom, I think that's now up here with, I don't know, these usually mean chaos, like the pink stuff, but I can't tell. But that looks like Permacurse, and this looks like dual curse, Permacurse with cast speed on the right. And my guess, since they're nerfing the effectiveness of curses in general, that they're adding options to pick it up on the tree to get it back. These are the elemental nodes. The wander nodes relocated. Energy shield delay now is unnatural calm, I believe, is now coupled with energy shield delays. So you got two prerequisites to now get to unnatural calm. CI doesn't look like it's changed. It just, the shape of it and how it branches looks like it changed. What else is there to talk about? Chaos Res Node, MIA. Oh wow, yeah. So Clear Mind is now somewhere else. Clear Mind might be actually this node. Who knows? It's not that. It might be this. I don't know. No, that's Grave Intentions. Yeah, that's still the same stuff. So yeah, the Chaos Resistance node is now gone. If it's somewhere else, I don't know. It's important to note that the Templar tree looks like nothing has changed. Templar is still shitty Templar in my opinion, except if you go elemental AoE base. Mana flows, I don't know, that might not be mana flows. It might, I don't know. It's easy to tell these are mana related, but these notables are so blurry. This is another important wheel, or you go from having nothing, like you just go from block recovery, energy shield on shield, 2%, 2%. Now Witch is going to have its own block wheel. Shadow used to have this, Deflection, which is a good wheel. Templar have both Bulwark and Phalanx, and Duelists have Testudo. Marauders have Aegis, and Rangers have Precise Interception and Weapon Artistry. Really good Bulwark nodes, which kind of drew the short end of the stick. And now they're going to have a notable block wheel. So I'll probably end up picking this, seeing as I have a level 100 Witch. And I love me some block chance. The major changes here is that they reduced the amount of nodes to actually get out. This is elemental, so it's tri-Ellie. But you notice previously we have 8 8s. And this would be the... this actually gets scrapped. Oh no, these still exist. 8 8 8, and then this one would be an elemental node, so tri-Ellie. These not existing is going to make it a lot easier to come out or travel to area nodes or whatever. I'm hoping these are worth a damn over here, so that you can go out this way and back through area, maybe pick up deep Wisdom, which got moved. Deep Wisdom is now over here. getting an early mana start. These almost look like, hold up. These look like energy shield nodes than mana. So this looks like mana regen. But these look like ES wheels coming out. That's pretty fucking insane. Or, yeah, these look like ES wheels. Holy shit, I didn't even notice that. So this might be some of the stuff right here. Energy shield, cooldown recovery, energy shield delay. Are we going to see an early energy shield start with Witch? It's possible. I don't know. This also does look like another energy shield wheel. These nodes have the same graphic looking thing as like these. Energy shields. ES notable is right here, 12%. Maybe it got status ailment. Hopefully you got like some kind of status ailment tied to this 12% ES node. It's gonna have more than one thing for sure. Fusillade, I don't know if this is Fusillade, too blurry. Definitely wondering what the next state of Wanderer is gonna be. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the review of the tree. This is all preliminary speculation. We can only tell so much from how blurry it is. But I'm sure in the future we'll get some more teasers. But huge changes for Witch. Pretty decent changes for Shadow in my opinion. Daggers. Yeah. What happened to the dagger wheels? Mainly these. Flaying and Night Stalker. I don't know where those are. Maybe they're lower or somewhere down here. But interesting changes. Maybe daggers are getting a nerf bat by taking away some of the quantity of their nodes. But you're gonna. It looks like it's moving more towards a resource-based game with more mana, more life, and I don't know. We'll just see. The amount of theory crafting is going to be crazy with just the top part. You know, receiving major changes. Like a lot of people travel long ways, and now there's going to be new routes, and I don't know, a lot of people get off on the whole, you know, planning out a build, making it as efficient as they can, and making it able to sustain whatever they choose. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in the upcoming expansion. I'll be playing in the new Challenge Hardcore League, and I'll be streaming all of it. So, see you guys later. Have a good one, and subscribe. Peace.